Hey everybody, I am back today for Rediscover Your Stamps. This is the series I do with the amazing Hiba from my little journal. Here is the stamp set we're going to play with today. This is called the Isabella alphabet stamp, and it's fabulous and gorgeous. Wait till you get a good look at how this alphabet stamp stamps. It's so nice. And it's nice and big. So even if you are a 12 by 12 scrapbooker, this is a fabulous stamp set for titles on scrapbook pages, larger scrapbook pages too. I grabbed the mat out of my Misty and I'm going to use it to stamp on. And I'm going to get an idea for how I want to do my title. So I'm going to do a long title on the right side of the page, and then on the left side we're going to put my photos. This is going to be a multi-photo Traveler's Notebook spread today. I have 4 photos. These photos are roughly 2 by 3, and I say roughly because I print them at home and collage them together. I'm going to use a multitude of ink colors today, and they all match the products that I want to use on my spread. I'm using all Catherine Pooler inks on my spread today, so I started with Party Dress. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp with Eucalyptus. And then I'm going to use Stone Blue and Whipped Honey. I'm going to stamp a whole title down the right side of my spread. It's going to say, "How low can you go?" because the photos I'm scrapbooking or documenting today are of my oldest son, Morgan. He's playing limbo, and I got like these amazing, cool, awesome photos of him that I needed to document and get onto a Traveler's Notebook spread. I am pairing my stamping with some products from Layered Life Scrapbook Kit. These are ephemera kits. They are perfect for any size of memory keeping process or any size memory keeping project. Really love their kits. So I pulled out the cards from the kit, and I'm going to pull out some of the other ephemera pieces. So I am matching my stamping and my colors to the cards that you can see up in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. I wanted to make sure to have a place to journal. I do have a little bit to write in this for this spread. So what I'm going to do is I just grabbed my favorite black ink and my favorite journaling stamp. And I'm going to add a little bit of journaling down at the bottom there. You'll notice my journaling stamp is, it's made to pair with another stamp. That's why the lines kind of stop. Or you can pair it with anything you like. So it looks a little odd right now, but once I fill it in with some die cuts and a cluster down there beside the journaling, it will look perfect. For the other side of my spread, I'm taking all these cute little cards and I kind of collaged them all on the other side. So if you were wondering about my color palette in my stamping, it's all going to make sense and look amazing in just a second. I am placing these little ephemera pieces and kind of having some go off the page, have them tucking in and around this left side, and then I can layer my photos up on top of those cards. I am working right in my Traveler's Notebook today as opposed to pulling in like white cardstock and then covering it up. My reason for that is because I am now working on the second half of my Traveler's Notebook. So I'm working on a side of the notebook where things aren't chunky, and I'm able to use my Misty mat and get a really good stamping impression. So that's a huge part of it. Also, alternating between stamping or creating onto white onto white paper and then putting it in the book versus creating right in the book will allow me to be able to not have a book at the end that is super chunky. So I definitely keep an eye on how chunky my book is getting, but I also keep an eye on whether I can stamp and get a good crisp, clean image right in my book, or if I really do need to stamp onto another piece of paper and use my MISTI to get a better impression. I'm a little bit, I'm a little picky about my stamping. I have worked really, really hard to learn how to stamp and get the best results. So I really do pay attention to what's under the pages I'm stamping on and all that kind of things. So I'm adding a couple little bits of the journal cards, like offcut. Some of the offcuts from the left are coming over onto the right. Not too many, just a little bit. I knew I wanted to add just a little something up at the top. There wasn't much room there to add anything, just a little something. In hindsight, I really should have pulled my washi tape out, but that's okay. We'll get there. As I'm looking at this, I'm like, why didn't I grab some washi? Because I could have used washi in a couple different places on this spread, but that's okay. I am just going to go ahead and use these offcuts, and then I'm going to layer up some other kind of more flat embellishments on the page. Right now, everything is looking very rectangular. We need some circles. That's what I'm thinking. We need some circles. And I also really liked the idea, because this stamp is so large and my title is so large, I felt like I could kind of cover up or layer on top of my title just a little bit, and it would still allow you to understand and read what it says. I am going to go ahead and add that little cute epoxy flare from Scrap and Happy Studios. Epoxy flares are amazing for traveler's notebooks because they are flat. They're like, they have as much bulk as like an enamel dot or a Nuvo drop or something like that. So they provide and are a really fabulous embellishments for traveler's notebooks because they have a very low profile. There is a lot of me fidgeting around with this spread. I just wanted to get the embellishments like just right. And I kept moving stuff around and trying to decide where I wanted things to go and how I wanted them to look. So please bear with me as I move things around, because sometimes that's just how it works. Still wanted to add something, right? So I am going to go back into these epoxy flares, see if something looks good kind of up in that upper right-hand corner. And then I also decide that I need something that's not too heavy, but I also don't like the trapped white space beside the U. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these really light colored enamel dots, and I'm just going to kind of scatter them around. Again, the idea to bring in some more circles or round shapes into the spread, adding something that's not too heavy, and also kind of filling in those spots. When I stamped the title in my head, there was going to be a little embellishment kind of scattered beside each word, and I kind of really wanted to stick to that. So that is where I'm going to call this one all done. I do really love how this turns out, and you guys, that stamp set is so fabulous. I love it. Be sure to head over and check out Hiba's page. You know she's going to do something fantastic, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.